Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Loving how you wind up for me. Tonight is all on me. Mash up the place for me. Yeah, yeah. She just wanna highlight. Ooh, that body talk to me. I need a taste, baby. Loving the way you move around me. No more delay. No, you can't wait to shut it down. Won't you show me how you work it? I can't find no flaws, you perfect. Cause every time that you come around my way, I keep falling again. I keep falling again. And every time that you come across my mind, I keep falling.
Hey guys, welcome to the 5Fs to Love podcast network. And you know it's ladies night. And I'm really excited about this conversation. I think because I think there's so many misunderstandings or maybe definitions, or I guess from my world, independent variables, the things that you don't know about that describe, I don't know, what we call the independent lady. And you know, I was going to open up with Beyonce's and them song, The Independent Women, but I said to myself, one, I'm not paying any rights for that. But the thing is, I want us to have a real conversation. So you guys know it's going to get real because I'm going to really say what I really think. And I think it's going to shock some people. But I also think the ladies are going to say some things that might shock you as well. So let me bring the beat in. What's going on, Pennsylvania?
How you doing, honey?
I'm doing outstanding. You know, I love your shirt with that love on it. You know,
I'm bringing the love. I'm bringing the
all I
love
gotta say
today.
is love, 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 love. Oh, that's all we need is a little bit of love. And I just want to say, I don't know who can say it better. Precious, honey, all I gotta say is what's going on in New York? Because you looking hot like fire.
I keep telling you, whole snack, come fetch me. Let's get this
started. I'm loving it. And I'm going to tell you, it's nothing like getting a young lady's perspective on things. So all I got to say is, hello, Chicago. Hello. You know, it is so funny because we're going to look at some videos tonight of different things that men have said about independent women and our ability to have relationships or men accept us into relationships. But way before we get there, I just want to make sure that we're understanding ourselves, what we think or feel, right? So I want to share that with you guys. And thank you so much, chosen daughter of Zion. Hey, Christine. Hey, honey. Thank you so much for joining us here at Real Talk with the Ladies. So listen, tonight we're going to start off with our first question. What does being an independent woman mean to you? And so, Precious, I'm going to start off with you, and each person has 2 minutes.
Okay. So y'all already know. An independent women.
We lost her.
There you go. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay. An independent woman means to me is a woman who can stand on her own 2 feet. If all else fails, she knows she can take care of herself. She knows she can provide for herself. And in this mean, cold world, she knows she has her own back along with God. And so she works on, she has her own talents, skill sets, and abilities, and can deploy them at any given moment. So that's what an independent woman means to me. I haven't met too many independent women in my lifetime who can honestly say that, but I am an independent woman. And I felt like I was forced to have to be.
Okay, I love that. Okay, Angel.
All right. To me, an independent woman, like you said, is someone that can support herself financially. She has something to fall back on. She's able to take care of herself without a man.
Okay. I like that. Holly, because that's coming from our 20-year-olds. All right, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Independent woman to me is someone who physically, emotionally, and spiritually is very content with themselves. A woman who is very sure of who she is very sure of what she wants. An independent woman, she's a go-getter. She knows what she needs to do to get things accomplished. She's not out here looking for handouts. She's beating these streets, for lack of a better phrase. Just handling her business at home, at work, everywhere. I'm going to co-sign that with Precious. I'm an independent woman as well, and equally so. I was forced into it. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because I learned a lot from it, but it definitely can be a little, what's the word, of a hindrance when it comes to love.
Wow. I really agree 100% with everything that you guys said. The only thing that I would add is that I think a lot of people assume that an independent woman means disrespect to the male counterpart. Ooh. And not understand that all of us, everybody has hopes, dreams, and expectations that we want to achieve in life. So why is it that you hold it against me for busting my butt to achieve my goals? See, one of the things I think we overlook is growing up, everybody has a different perspective about what role they want to play in life, right? And it changes over time. But one thing that never changed for me is that when I sat in my closet with a flashlight reading a book when my parents said it was time for bedtime, but I didn't want them to see the light under the door, I would be in my closet with a flashlight. I used to read history books about people who did multiple things at a time where Black people weren't even recognized as human beings. And I kept saying, well, I want to be a person in the history book. I want to do how did Harriet Tubman do this? Well, how did Madam C.J. Walker do this? And they ain't even like Black folks, and she didn't put the perm out on us and everything. I was all like, I just wanted to be, I thought, honestly, I wanted to be Carver. That's why I ended up being a scientist, because I just couldn't understand. I said, this is so exciting. So for you to tell little Christine, who sat in a closet with a flashlight, that she can strive to get multiple degrees and do multiple things in life and create her own history book, that has nothing to do with my respect for a man. It just means I want to be someone too. That's all. I could be your wife, your kid's mama. I can do some laundry and still cook. But does that mean that I don't have the mindset to want to achieve something in life? I mean, what's going on? Gertrude, where you been at, Gertrude?
I saw Gertrude last week.
I mean, I just want to be clear, y'all. Gertrude is our #1 viewer. She has been with us since day one, Gertrude. The ladies want you to come on. So you're going to have to DM me your emails, because they want you to come on the show on a conversation topic. That's all I got to say, Gertrude. And thank you for watching and supporting. Rachel, welcome, Rachel Wallace. She said, yes, I agree. Thank you so much, honey, for joining us tonight. We love for everybody to share their input, Rachel said, yes, that's a great point, Christine. And thank you, Rachel. I'm not getting that part. So when I ask you guys that question, it really is like, honestly, that's what I wanted to know, because the thing is, do you think the impression men have about independent women is a negative or positive? And Angel, I'm going to start with you, baby girl, because you're with the young guys. I need to know, what are these young men thinking?
I think they view it as a negative thing, because they feel that we don't need them anymore. And I think that might be like a hit to their ego. For some reason, they think that it's a bad thing, but it's not saying that I don't need or I don't want a man. It's just that I don't need a man. It's not the old times anymore, right? You need a man to open a bank account, or I need you to support me. Like, I'm good with or without you, but you can add to me.
Do you think when you say the phrase, I don't need a man, that they take it personally, that their interpretation of that is that I don't need you to manage business for me? Like you said, back in the day, I needed you as a front person. Mm-hmm. Even though we were both Black, I still needed my Black husband to go with me to open an account. I needed my Black husband to tell the people I could take the job. I needed my Black. So the thing is, we no longer need that man, Black, white, Puerto Rican, Latino. I'm open. I'm non-denominational. We're going to hit that non-denominational over here. But the thing is that I no longer, so I'm not saying I don't need you. I just don't need you to represent us in that way anymore. And the other question I want to say to you, so they take that as you don't need them at all, period, because you make your own money. That's what the young guys are thinking, instead of, if two of us are making money, then we will get a lot further together.
Nope.
So so even these young guys who they're not in a position financially to really take care of you, they still don't want you to be in a position to add to that financial stability, that long-term picture. Wow.
In my opinion, it can be a little intimidating for them if they're not, quote unquote, more successful than you, or they're not in the position to really provide for you by themselves. It's a hit to their ego.
Holly?
So here's where I think it gets a little janky. I think people take the term independent and make it synonymous with hatred. I don't think when we call ourselves independent women, it's because we have some sort of hatred towards men. I also think that in order to be an independent woman, you have to emanate some type of masculine energy, which can be very off-putting to men because they usually like soft feminine women. So I think for an independent woman to fully embrace being in a relationship, she may have to let down some of that masculine energy that is causing her to be independent. I'm not saying that you have to give it up completely, but you do have to allow a man to lead, because the Bible tells all of us that men lead in marriages. So if you're not allowing him to feel like he's leading, then it's going to be something that doesn't sit well with his soul. I don't know how you get around that if you've been functioning in such a masculine space for a very long time. There's a lot of work that has to go on within yourself to get past that, because you can't show up for a relationship and two people be alpha, because it's just going to be constant butting of the heads. Like, somebody's got to give a little. And men are always with this, I provide in the relationship. Like, that's my job, because that's one of the 3 P's: protect, provide, and proclaim. So if he's not providing for you, or if he doesn't feel like he's providing for you, he doesn't feel wholly like a man. And you have to understand that as a woman. I'm not saying you have to dumb yourself down for anybody. But if a man came into a situation and was more feminine, would you be okay with that?
No. I mean, I'm sorry, did I speak for everybody? I was so quick, I was like, no.
Oh, no, but I'm just want to offer this perspective. Some of us, again, I'm not throwing my mother or family under the bus, but I grew up not really expecting the man was going to be there, right?
Okay.
Or being told it's never going to happen. I'm taller and I'm bigger. So when I hear these conversations about the femininity and like, I'm not small and dainty. So there are times that I don't even feel allowed to be able to just, oh, well, you go do that. Like,
because of your height?
Because my height, my weight, and I don't enter situations as, hi, I'm precious. That is not me.
You're not soft-spoken.
I'm not soft-spoken, and I do think that certain women are treated differently. I really do. Okay. And so when we talked, months ago about opening of car doors, stuff like that, like I would love to just simply exist and things be taken care of. And I've made poor choices in relationships. I do remember a particular man saying to me, you work so much. And I'm looking at him like, how's that any different from what you do? I'm coming out of darkness. So I'm going ham and cheese on everything. Right. So I know that there are things I got to work on. But when I said I was not allowed to be small, dainty, and protected and taken care of, I wasn't. And so if things were to go wrong tomorrow, like we had a pandemic, a lot of people lost their jobs. There's still people losing their jobs every day.
Right.
I know why I work the way I do.
Don't be taking up my segment number 2. Don't be taking up my segment.
What I'm saying is there are things that are not absolutes. Not every woman's going to be treated the same. There are bigger women who are not treated like the dangerous woman. There are taller women who are seen as more masculine, even though they're not. It's just the presentation and what people will expect to treat a shorter woman, petite woman versus a taller, bigger woman. And there's this thing of you're masculine. Actually, I'm not. The projection is that, but I'm really not. I would like my bathwater drawn though. I would.
Oh my God.
Projection.
I can't even do it. Give me one quick second. Let me just chime in a little bit with our viewers. Gertrude said, I would love to. Gertrude is coming on. Gertrude, thank you.
Gertrude already knows.
From Atlanta.
Oh,
you know what, Ray? Listen, I can't stand her. Hey, Rachel.
She said,
don't be watching this. Look, she's from Hotlantas. She said, I was raised to depend on my husband. She said, I tried and was tired of starving and not having funds to take care of my children, so I was pushed into it. Gertrude also said I was sucking, it was sucking the life out of me to be dependent on a man. And then Gertrude also said, Holly, you have to have the right man to lead. Not all men can lead that I had to learn. And she did learn that. And Rachel said, I wish I could join live. Rachel, you come on live anytime. Don't be, look, the viewers ready to come on live with us, and I love it.
They said, we ready to get it. They said, don't get that politically correct BS. You know how it is in these streets.
You know how it is in these streets.
Very streets.
I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Y'all know we got to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, I'm just going to give 2 quick seconds of my thoughts, and then we going in to segment 2, and it's getting hot in here. So, we can't take off all our clothes because we on social media.
Yeah, it could get ugly. I'll be all across it tonight.
Exactly. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Look at me, I'm on. 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 Can't stop, keep going. Can't stop, keep going. Can't stop, keep going. Can't stop, keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Hold up. Yeah. I'm chasing a bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them block, watching them flop. Used to see this on my sleep when I ain't had shit on my thoughts in the car. I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes. Niggas floss, I'm really pulling strings for the pound cake. I see you went for a puppet in the clown face for a little wage. That shit, the talk of the town is late. Still me, I never switch sides. Came a long way with the gas tank running on fumes.
Hey guys, welcome to the 5Fs to Love Real Talk with the ladies. I want to say we really appreciate everybody viewing us tonight, and be sure to like and share this podcast with all your friends and everyone you know. So listen, we got to have this real conversation. You know, Precious, you kind of hit on it. And Angel, I want to kind of go back to something you said. If the perspective of men in general, may it be in their 20s to their 60s, 70s, whatever, is that they want to be the provider. When you think about society today, a lot of people are losing their jobs. So my thing is, wouldn't you appreciate a woman right now? Forget the independent part, who has a job just like you do, instead of that woman who was relying on you to provide. So now the whole household is in a panic because the one provider is out of work. See, those are the things of the dynamics that I don't understand. When there was a time where you could live off of one income, and everything just kind of, those days are not here, but you're still holding us to the same standards. And I just want to say, real conversation. Yes, everybody says that I'm a man in a dress, but not because, I think a lot of it is I do have masculine energy, but I'm a competitive person. I'm a person that will bust my ass to be successful. I think that drive, that motivation I have is equal to a man. And the reason being, folks, is that one, I was raised part of my life by a single mom who had her own business, who took care of her business. Then she married my dad, those beautiful people back there, Stella and Willie Edwards. And my dad didn't push back on that. He supported her. She still had her own business. She still had a store. She was still cooking dinner, putting his clothes out, cooking. You know, they were doing it together. So what I'm saying is, when you see me, of course you don't see the softer side of me. You have to be in a relationship to see that. What you get is Christine. When you're with me, you get Chris and Christine. Christine is the one that's going to have your back. I'm going to go to work. We're going to make that money. But when Chris come home, I don't cook, but I'm going to make the 3 things I can. I'm going to support you in the cookings, because I'm going to sit there and set the table. But the thing is, I want to do things together. I'm not coming home to be a boss lady. But just know that I'm smart enough that if you want to talk about something, we can talk about it. And that's all that this is about, folks. I think we're taking the independent thing to the point where you feel like we just gonna be wearing pants with you. We're not trying to wear the pants with you. I'm gonna tell you right now, Gertrude be cracking me up. She said, "No, don't do it. Don't do it now." LOL. You know what, Gertrude? You be cracking me up. That's why I love Gertrude coming on the show. Now listen, y'all. This is segment 2, and I just want to be clear. We about to view this video. Everybody, guard your loins. Ladies who are watching, disclaimer, don't get an attitude about it, because this is the way this man feels, and we just have to embrace it.
Yeah, it's a clash. And not only that, a guy like me, if I meet a chick that's like a boss babe or whatever, I put her in the sex only category. And here's the scary part. You'll never know it. And here's the funny part. These girls, these strong, independent women, essentially become the man that they wanted in the first place. Ooh, they become a boss babe. They make this money. They become successful. And what women don't understand is, when you become a boss babe and you make money and you become successful, what ends up happening is you take on masculine tendencies. You take on masculine traits. And guess what happens when you meet a guy that's actually masculine that meets a masculine woman? Clash. Yeah, it's a clash. And not only that, a guy like me, if I meet a chick that's like a boss babe or whatever, I put her in the sex only category. And here's the scary part. She'll never know it.
All right, guys. What's happening? What's your thoughts?
I am not surprised.
I'm actually about the red pill crew. Is that what we're doing?
We're going to talk about that video. What do you think about his perspective about boss babes? First, let's talk about your concept about his entire synopsis of an independent woman. And I'll start with you, Angel, because I thought Angel was going to fall out of her seat during
I couldn't believe it. Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your thoughts, Angel?
I like what Holly was saying. I can understand you saying, okay, you don't want a woman to be extremely masculine because that's your role to be in the relationship. However, it's the fact that you're intimidated by a woman having a business, having her own money, having her own starting. Why is that such an issue? I don't think that is going to cause the problem in the relationship. And I would like to add on as well, the other flip side of why I think why women have a problem letting men lead is because 50-50 is a big conversation right now in relationships, going 50-50 on bills and things like that. And it's like, you want me to allow you to lead and make all these decisions, and you're not taking care of me. You're not being a provider. If I can pay all of my bills on my own, why am I becoming your roommate and then allowing you to make decisions on behalf of both of us? You're not even a provider. So I think that's another reason why women have a problem now, letting men tell us, oh, be feminine, don't be too masculine. That doesn't make sense.
I love that you're saying this. I don't even know what to say behind that. It's just that if you were my daughter, I would just be so excited right now and so proud of you. Okay. I just want to say that on behalf of your dad. I just want to say thank you. That is a really clear perspective. Precious, I don't even want you to throw, because Precious, I thought during the video, Precious was getting ready to stop it herself. I thought she was gonna go through the phone and be stop it. Precious,
no. I actually like listening to different opinions. If you do notice, when they showed the picture of the boss babe, it's still a particular type of woman. If we really keeping it above, it is not the woman who presents like me, presents physically like me, right? And but it did make me think of a prior relationship. I know you sent a pretty knowing exactly what the relationship is, and it was like, yeah, we went into we did go into that zone because number one, I didn't trust him with my heart. I didn't trust him to certain things. So it did eventually become that. And I'm like, dude, we're better off apart. And that's it. If I am with someone and I start to feel certain tendencies, like you really want to be a homosexual, you really would love to just be on the couch, you really would just love to keep up a home, but you have no contribution to anything. It's been real. It's been real. And I don't even want to have sex with you because I'm like, yeah, I feel like it's a prostitution relationship. I'm good. And would it be nice to actually be treated like a woman?
Okay, I'm gonna hold Holly. You go ahead.
Child, I don't watch them videos because it just gets me aggravated. I want to meet his mama so I can slap that hoe. Because never would those words come out of my child's mouth. That just doesn't make any sense. I feel like guys who have that type of mentality, there's some kind of trauma. It's not necessarily something they wholeheartedly believe in. I can't for 1 second believe that. There's something behind that. Like either he met a woman who made more money than him and it made him feel a type of way, or something happened while he was growing up. I don't know. Not my business. Nor am I getting paid to be anybody's therapist. So I'm not trying to figure it out personally. I can't. These Andrew Tates of the world and Kevin Samuels, I can't dig it. I'm sorry.
Do you know what? Go ahead, Precious.
I was gonna say, one of the things I think I'm noticing is that, remember we were talking about the never-ending conversations? Like a lot of this is for emotion. A lot of it is for clicks and views. I really honestly do not. I honestly, like, even with us talking about certain things, we're not out here bashing men all day, every day. It is not happening. So some of these, I think, are social. And remember when I said people are looking at the social media world as the world?
Right.
But if you go outside, you see some everybody with some everybody. I do not see Instagram baddies everywhere I go in life, no matter where I am in the world. I never just see Instagram baddies, BBL thotties. I do not see that all day, every day. On social media, you may believe that. And so I think it's for likes, clicks, and views. And we used to hate on reality television show producers for manufacturing things. But this is a thing that will constantly keep going on. It's not going to go anywhere. And so I choose not to just sit and go ham and heavy, because this is not a real conversation. This is that never ending emotional conversation that women and men get invested in, takes you off the ball of your goals and what you should be doing with your life. So while y'all having that conversation about every celebrity, all of that, most of us aren't celebrities. Most of us aren't dating some man on Baller Alert. Some of us just have, regular lives with extraordinary talents. But I'm not dealing with all of those issues in real life. Right. I just don't.
I
I
really
still look like that boss baby talking about.
I really love
Run that
everybody. I love everybody's perspective. So the first thing I'm going to talk about feedback is Angel. So Angel, you know, when you think about you in that position and exactly what you said as far as a person looking at it from that perspective of a 50-50. Well, if I'm solely dependent on you, where does my 50 come from in this relationship? That's number one. So if I'm not a chick that's taking care of my business on the street, where are you getting this 50 from? From me, because we're on a 50-50. And
Right.
more importantly, if I'm able to make this change, like you said, why would I want to move in with you and you be the boss of me? So my thing is, why does anyone have to be the boss of anybody? Why are we reverting back to a custom that enslaves the female persona? Why? Why do you want me to be enslaved? And the other thing is, going back to what Holly was saying, was that I think a lot of it is you're emotionally damaged by one person who did something crazy to you. And now your attitude is, any woman who's about her business, she's that chick. I'm not that chick. Let's not put us all in one group because we all want to achieve something in life. And the other thing I want to say about your comment, Precious, is this. I think it's so unfortunate when we make a decision about someone based on size and appearance. And it breaks my heart every time Precious says people don't see me as feminine because I'm a taller stature woman with some shapes on me, that everybody thinks, oh, don't grab her bag, grab the girl's bag behind her who's smaller. Precious is like, my bag is heavy too. So can you grab a sister's bag? I want a little warm bath water. Men, if y'all didn't hear that, she said she need a little bath water on it. So what I'm going to say to him is this, is that if we're waiting for a man to take care of us, none of us are married. We would all be on the streets in a cardboard box where no one would approach us. So what you're saying is that we shouldn't go out and take care of our business? Or are you saying that if we go out and take care of our business, we're in jeopardy of not being in a relationship? Are you saying that every woman that takes care of her business is basically an a-hole? I don't think that. I think some of us do have that a-hole personality, but I think she would be an a-hole if she was the customer service rep, if she was at the McDonald's drive-through window. I meet a lot of them at the drive-through window. Honey, they think they the CEO of the drive-through window, okay? The woman gonna tell me, you need to speak louder. I said, no, you need to fix your mic out here, your speaker, okay? I'm not yelling. I'm yelling like I'm at the game, all across the thing, and the speaker right there. But she had an attitude with me. So what? And I'm not against anybody at the drive-through window or the customer service rep. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a person's persona, personality is who is going to be regardless, whether she's a boss lady or not. And that's the whole thing. So I think I just have a personal issue that we've rounded this up to anybody who's employed and successful and in a certain position. Basically, you just coming home and you just I don't know, thrashing, slashing. I don't know what we doing. We doing something, but I don't get that perspective.
Since when does our job define who we are?
I think for a lot of people, you have to understand their job does define who they are. A lot of people walk around all day as Dr. So-and-so, when basically you just, Shaquita. Just be Shaquita. Why you got to be Dr. Margarita all day?
You don't. That's
See, when
a choice.
people, the thing is, I told somebody the other day when I went to go speak at this tech conference, and they said, well, what do you want us to call you? I said, Chris.
Right.
She said, you don't want us to call you? I said, no, just Chris. What's happening? She says, well, I said, I'm not like the other people. Just call me Chris. Because at the end of the day, when nothing else is happening, I'm just Chris. I'm not anything else outside of that. So I'm just going to start. We got a lot of comments. Daisy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Daisy said he's scared of a strong woman. I think men are intimidated by strong women, but I don't know why. Because
I hate that word.
They're just so weirded out by it. Rachel said, my parents were married for 58 years. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad worked, and I'm 51, never been married with no kids. Yes, I'm an independent woman, not because I want to, but because I have no choice. And that's the point. I haven't had a man step up to me and be like, I got you. If somebody came right now, let me move this so we clear. Let's focus in. If a guy showed up right now and said, Chris, I got you, the life that you're accustomed to living to right now, I'm gonna take you up a notch. Just roll with me. I'll be like, folks, this is our last podcast. Thank you so much.
But wait, that's not entirely true. Because if he was 5'4", you would say, sorry, my bad, but I'm gonna have to pass.
Okay, I'm gonna be clear. If he was 5'4" and looked like Kevin Hart, I would be, ladies, I'm so glad we had this time together. Look, I told you gotta have a man body. If he's 5'4", you gotta have a man body or whatever. I'm just trying to keep it real. Okay, so Daisy said, thank you, Daisy, again for joining us. She said he's afraid of her purse and her ability to relate to him in a way that's not subordinate. And that's the thing. I'm trying to understand, Black folks, we've been enslaved for years. Why do you want a woman to be not submissive, subordinate to you? Why do I have to answer to you? Why can't we just be equals? I mean, my thing is, when I come home, I'm like, baby, you cooking tonight or am I cooking? Because if I'm cooking, let me go out here and I got to pick up a to-go. Okay, to-go up. But do you want vegan tonight or what you want? See, that's me because I can't cook. But if you cooking, honey, I will set this table and wash them dishes. What you want? What you need me to do? I'm gonna kiss your forehead. If I'm gonna make your doctor's appointments, I'll be like, look, my doctor's appointment on the 23rd. Yours is on the 15th. I'm gonna put it in your phone. Alarm gonna go off 30 minutes before because I know you're gonna be late. When I'm doing the laundry, I know you need new underwear. I'm gonna buy when I go out. What you talking about? So my thing is, when I was married, one of the things, one day he was looking at TVs, and I didn't know why he was looking at TVs. But when he came home the next day, I had 2 TVs at the house. I said, do you want to install them? You want me to call some people to install them? He looked at me. He said, how did you know? You've been looking at TVs all week. I just knew he wanted to watch sports. Oh, and play games on them. We won't get into why we're not married, but it has something to do with playing them games. Okay, let's focus now. All right, Rachel also said, she said, in my mom, 75 years, she never pumped gas, took out the trash, etc. I love to say that's my experience and story. However, that's not my story. So I play the cards I'm currently have in my hand. And that's the thing. My mother never took out the trash. She never her car was always clean. She had money. Again, gentlemen, if somebody says today, Christine, I got you at the level you at. Just roll with me. I'll take you a little higher. Ladies, I'm so glad we had this opportunity. This is our
right. It's time to say goodbye to all my
listen. You better go, precious. I'm about to become Miss Sherlock. Thank you so much. Y'all can look me up, Christine Sherlock. And look, I'm gonna be doing TikToks in a cooking class. I'm cooking.
She like, this is my soft life era. I didn't got it, y'all.
Exactly.
Soft life era. Okay.
That's how you do it. If somebody gonna take it up. And Rachel also said a lot of those type of men are hurt little boys that grew up to be hurt men. Many of them have mommy issues. And I'm gonna tell you, I normally don't agree, but I think some of them do. Gertrude, you know what? Real talk, y'all. Gertrude was married, so we be listening to Gertrude. Gertrude like the mama. Gertrude said, "I'm not surprised at what he said. No, the women he met was way above his pay grade. Woo! She probably told him he was only good for sex because she was capable of taking care of her necessities." And the other thing is, I didn't like that comment he made about basically we put them in the sex mode and they don't even know it. I didn't like that. So you're right, Gertrude. She said, boss of who? No one. I mean, no man is the boss of me. You better do it, Gertrude. Gertrude said the man I was involved with brought the warrior manner out of me. See, that's the thing. Sometimes a man will push your flames. Wait a minute. Is this Carla? Hey, all right, Carla. Don't be trying to tune in on me and leave a comment. All right, I can't talk about you no more. You didn't tune in. Hey, Carla. She said maybe he's referring to the women and what? Emasculated men with the boss baby energy. You know what? I just want to say I love Boss Baby. Them little boss babies, I love them. I watch the cartoons all the time on Netflix. Don't talk about me. Okay, Gertrude said, I hear you, Christine, because sometimes we got to do what we got to do. Daisy said, LOL, they were laughing at me. And Rachel said, I'm so, she said, I'm so, what, with Christine, I passed ready. Let me tell you something, ladies. Men, you got adorable women who are commenting. You have adorable women that are on here. We are all boss babes. But let me tell you something. We're also loving, caring, supportive women that when times go hard, if you lose your job, we ain't gonna flicker. Our biggest thing is love us. If you love us for who we are, honey, you ain't never seen what you gonna get out of these women, right? You talking about some strong Black women? We got your back no matter what. See, that's what y'all overlooking. And if you want somebody that's dependent on you for everything they need, no. You want a woman that can breathe even when you can't. You want a woman that you can come home and say, babe, they just laid me off. And she say, you know what? We good. Because I got my job. We good. You just keep, this is what we going to do. Let's see what we can cut back on. Let's get rid of the lawn service. You can probably cut the grass, right? Okay, we're going to have to get rid of the cleaning lady because I'm going to help with the cleaning. All right, we're going to do that together. We can't afford the cleaning lady no more. All right, what else we cutting? See, that's how you talk it through and then say, babe, when you get your job back, then we can get this other stuff back on. But let's see what we can cut back on, right? We can't do no more dry cleaning. Our washing machine can do some dry cleaning.
Cycle.
Come on. Come on. That's what you do. So the thing is, folks, we just got to keep it real. And Rachel, she a trip. Rachel, you just trying to be another personality on the show. Rachel, you a trip. She said, and we praying women, nothing like a woman that will cover you and our family. Honey, let me tell you something. I know, and thank you, Rachel, for saying it. I know some chicks that's some divas. But honey, I hate to do a shout out. Pam Dover. I'm shouting you out, Pam. Pam is an executive at Comcast, and let me tell you something. You talking about somebody that love her husband, her family, and her kids. Pam is an amazing mom and an amazing wife, and her and her husband like this for years. Do you hear me? But when I say she's a shot caller, she runs Michigan and Pennsylvania. Don't fool with Pam. But Pam, real people. She a boss lady, but she ain't popping no collars. And by the way, she a little tiny boss lady too. She a tiny boss lady. Okay, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break because we got to make sure that everybody know what's happening on the 5F's to Love Network. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. When we get back, we about to check out another comment. We'll be right back.
What's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip. Keep your hands to your lips, don't talk about it. Real eyes, real lies all the time. Stand on it, if we said it, we don't walk around it. Loose lips, ain't ships, red cup, blue strips, new phone, who this? No, we don't allow it. Really on go, I don't know what's an off day. Now we on road, came from smoking in the hallway. Now we got shows, boys feeling like Broadway. Always look both ways, even on a crossway. Driving down Cross Bay, out town Barclays. Really on big tanks, came up a small way. Championship rings, baby, that's a ball game. Oh, she want a little bag, baby, that's small change. Yeah, that money talk. If we ain't cool, then cut me off. No breaking news, don't run your mouth. Thought it was the plug, now he running off. Thought it was a plug, now he running off. What you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip. Keep your hands to your lips, don't talk about it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the 5F's to Love. This is Real Talk with the Ladies. If you're watching us now and you really like this podcast, be sure to like us and share us. We also love your comments, so be sure to share some comments with us because we like to have a real conversation. If you're just joining us tonight, we're talking about being an independent woman and how many of us really want to stay as an independent woman. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a really large percentage of African American women who are single and never been married, right? And to me, that's concerning for so many different reasons. And I'm not sure that whether it's because we do work as hard as we do, or whether or not people don't see us as viable, how can I say, women that they would like to combine with, love, cherish, and adore. Like I said, I just want sometimes for people to say I'm pretty. That's all I want somebody to say. Christine, you pretty. And that doesn't make me less of an independent woman. That just means that I am a woman. That's all I got to say about that. Folks, we're getting ready to watch this next one. And all I got to say is, ladies, guard your loins. That's it. Just guard your loins, honey.
She got it all figured out, but let's review it.
Are men unattracted to independent women?
Yes, but I'll let you continue.
I was talking to my guy friend the other day. We're talking about just like independent women. I was telling him how one of my girlfriends, she's super independent. She does X, Y, and Z by herself. She's like such a bad bitch. And she doesn't need really anyone to count on. And he goes, let me guess. I bet you she is single. To that, I'm like, why? He's like, well, historically, men have always been, you know, the caregiver. Like they usually have always been that breadwinner, right? Type sort of personality. And he goes, so that's why when women are too independent, they're too masculine and men find them unattractive.
He's 100% correct. That's why I can't even interject on anything right now. 100% correct. That's what, it don't matter how a woman look. A woman is completely unattractive to a man when they appear for that man to be too freaking masculine. Because in order to scale up a certain type of business that these women are doing, you literally have to become a man, because men dominate all industry in corporate America for the most part.
To that, I responded and I said, I think it's because 50% of men are average at best. Okay. And as
now, are you talking about, okay, let's say average earning, $42,000 a year is an average earner. Okay. So the average person in America doesn't make, we talking about at least men, right? The average person in America doesn't make $100,000 a year. That's not average. It's not. So the majority of any society is going to be average.
woman raises her bar and she starts to provide herself that validation. She does these things for herself, and she counts more on herself to become more independent.
And you stay by yourself. That's the way that works. All that stuff you're doing by yourself, stay by yourself.
Her bar raises, meaning that the men that can match her at that level are fewer men. And so that is why these more independent women, are typically, I guess, more single based off of what he's saying.
No, that's not what he's saying. Because actually, if you do the research, the more college educated a woman is and the more money she makes, the less chance she has for a suitable mate. Look it up. The more money they make, the more men don't want nothing to do with them. Even if the man got money, he still don't want nothing to do with them because they had to become men to get that type of money. Now, unless they in certain professions like nursing and things like that, where they didn't have to become men to be a nurse, because even being a nurse, you still have to have some sort of empathy and caring. A man could be cool being with a nurse, even if this nurse is making $100,000, $150,000 a year. They got some nurses that make that sort of money, right? But we talking about those who are these business owners, certain ones like that, that's making certain amounts of money. They become men, and in they mind, well, if I make $100,000, $150,000 a year, then the man has to make the same amount as me, because in their mind, they still want to go back to this hypergamy mindset. When we go back to the average man only make $42,000, and even the average woman don't even make what she's making.
Okay, ladies. say, everyone who's watching, I can't see your faces. So why I can't see your faces, I'm going to share your thoughts first because I can see their faces while it was playing. And I was just, Precious, I swear, your whole thing was if you could just go punch him in the face. But let me do this real quick. Okay, so Daisy, thanks again for joining us tonight. She said, we go to hell and high water to help and be with our brothers, but some of them can't believe it. It's almost like we are too good to be true. They can't believe how we show up. And that's so true. Rachel said, I'm on YouTube commenting, and I appreciate that, Rachel, because you burning it up over to Rachel trying to get a seat on the show, y'all. You ain't got nobody food, Rachel. Rachel's a trip. She trying to get it on the show, y'all. She trying to take over. Daisy Love said, "Oh, OMG, he sounds so stupid." Rachel said, "Clutching my pearls on the pure ignorance of this man. It gives me insecure control vibes and hater vibes." Daisy said, "Then why are so many average women wage earners single?" Another question. And Gertrude said, "Where did you find him at?" Gertrude, she says stupidity to a new level. Ladies, I'm gonna say this, and I want you guys to comment. So, and by the way, folks who are watching, we're gonna go about 10 minutes over. I already know that's happening because I want to make sure we get to the last segment. So, Precious, I'm starting with you because you was ready to go through, punch him in the throat.
Girl, you make me feel like I have a resting beef face. It wasn't that. They're like, listen, I listened to some of his shows, and I find him to be quite insightful. On this, we just happen to agree. Most people ain't married, period. Most people are just not married. Most people, I don't even think are in relationships because of what the pandemic has done to us. Like, listen, some people got cooties. Number 3, why should someone extraordinary be with someone who's average? There are extraordinary people out there. So if we're going to judge men by their money, maybe men judge women by their beauty. Okay.
Right.
But you're going to be judged on something. So for me, I ain't trying to live a hood. I'm not trying to live in a bad area. I'm trying to live nicely. If the man on the white horse did not come, that shouldn't preclude me from living the way I would love to live.
Right.
There are wonderful gentlemen out there. I do think that a lot of people, period, don't want to be married. I really believe that. A lot of people just don't want to be married. Like, And finally, if I did meet a certain brother, I'm sure that some of my tendencies would change as I learned to trust him. As I learned to see that he held my heart in his hands and that he listened to me. And I've had 3 amazing relationships pre me becoming Precious Williams, the independent woman that I am. And those men catered and cooked and cleaned and we just kind of understood each other. It wasn't sustainable because we both had to grow. We had to grow into different people. And I would rather be happy without the stress of a bad relationship than to be in a bad relationship trying to sell y'all a dream about something that's not happening.
Right.
There are women out here right now, horrific relationships. They're horrific. The man is horrific, and selling a dream. I'd rather not. So, soft life, grind life, all at the same time.
I love that. Angel.
Okay. I feel like if you're able to give yourself a certain lifestyle on your own, why would I downgrade for the sake of having a man and making you feel like a man? I don't need a man that bad if I have to dumb myself down and I can't be college educated. I can't make a certain amount of money all for the sake of having a man. And you're not adding anything to me but stressing me out. It's not that serious for the sake of having a man on my arm.
Wow, that came from the mouths of babes. I love it. I love it. The 20-year-old was like, I roar. I've had enough. Holly.
She said I'm serving.
Holly video, just to let you guys know, sometimes we have internet issues. It's not unlike any other space, but as soon as she gets it going, I'll make sure I bring Holly back. The first thing I want to say is I think it's so unfortunate that the Black man really views an intelligent Black woman as an issue. And it's sort of like we become the enemy instead of looking at it as most non-African American people who are successful is because two people are working. It's not uncommon that two people are working. What's not common in a lot of these situations with they're trying to duplicate is that in white society, that white man is making enough money to take care of that household. And in situations where he's not making enough money, that white woman has a job, or non-white woman, whoever he's married to, has a little job. May it be part-time or whatever, and her money goes towards, he always say, household stuff, the stuff that you want. Because I know I got white friends, I got friends that's not Black. We're gonna keep it real, okay? I'm in everybody's world, okay? But I want to be clear, I think it's so unfortunate that the Black man consistently views women as an enemy of the state, literally, because we want a life, we want a financial stability. But Holly, you go ahead before you go ahead, because your internet, honey, I know you have something to say.
All right, child, if this internet was not acting up, I want to go back to where you were talking about Black women being single, not married majority of the time. I think there are statistics out there that say as a whole society, that Black women are out here seeking degrees faster than any other demographic.
I was gonna say that, yep.
I truly believe that is contributing to the reason why there are a lot of us who are single and still getting it. It's intimidating. And his figure is off. The average allowance for a person to sustain a reasonable degree of livelihood is $60,000. It's not 45.
Nope.
Yeah, I just saw something on that the other day. So I can't subscribe to the theories that he is speaking in his video. To me, relationships have to be like an eloquent dance. Like, there are going to be times when you're not getting it, that I need to move and stand on my own. And there are going to be times when I'm not feeling it, and I'm going to need you to be able to stand and carry us. Like, it has to be a very well-balanced situation. It's not about who's making more money or who's making the decisions. Like, at the end of the day, like you said, I'm a cook for you. This is what I'm doing my part in it. Like, but when I come home and I've had a hard day, I want you to sit me down and say, let me pour you a glass of wine and rub your feet so you can talk to me. Like, there has to be a balance. It's not about somebody being more powerful or more controlling in the situation. And being masculine in a relationship does not equate control. Let's be clear about that.
I like, Holly, I am 100% on board with what you said. And I can only add this, gentlemen. Because a woman's a go-getter does not mean she's a man. It does not mean she has male tendencies, because men are not the only one that wants to be something in life. They're not the only one with dreams and ideas. So who are you to say, because I bust my butt, that I'm a man and I'm playing the role of a man? And the only thing I can say to you is, so unfortunate, Black men, that you see Black successful women as the enemy. We have a legal eagle. We got one of the most world-renowned speakers in the country. And then we had a veterinary science graduate. And we won't even talk about Christine Burkette, because honey, listen, you got 4 women right now that I'm telling you that any man should be jumping up and down. And we ain't gonna talk about Rachel, who in Atlanta, she's a boss lady. Do you understand me? Rachel doing her business. Daisy is known across the country. She is like an amazing vocalist. An amazing vocalist. You got Carla, who's owned her own business for the past 20 plus years and is successful. You know, moving on up, that apartment at the top. She live in a beautiful apartment in the sky, honey. I goes over there. It's fabulous. It's a penthouse apartment. Why should she give up that luxury? And the thing is, she's dated guys who made less money. I've dated guys that made less money. Angel has, Precious has, Holly has. And trust me, for us, it's not about the money. We just need somebody who's honest and sincere, a hard worker, and just loves us for being us. That's all a woman wants. If you show me, this is my biggest faux pas when I get down to at the end of the day. I love working in my yard. This is something that people don't know. Don't call me on a Saturday and ask me if I want to go for a ride and I'm working in my yard. You know what you should do as a man who wants to spend time with me? Hire a lawn service to come and take care of my yard so I can be pretty and ride around with you and go to the brunch on Saturday. Because if you say, Chris, I'm going to call me when you finish working in the yard and you don't even offer to come help me, I'm not calling you back. Because I know you don't have my back. And all I got to say is you cannot in any way tell me that I should have waited for somebody to take care of me because I would have nothing. I wouldn't have this podcast. I wouldn't have the job that I have. I wouldn't have the companies that I have. I wouldn't have anything. And my thing is, I own my house. I ain't paying on it. I own my stuff. And I'm proud of that. So when you come to the table, I'm like, well, shoot, we can upscale this and put Pookie and JoJo's over here. Upscale me. Them 2 cars, bro, they can come with the house. Like, what we doing? But the thing is, guess what? You're not going to make me feel bad because I did accomplish these things on my own. I won't feel bad about it. And I'm not a man. I'm a woman who worked hard just like you did. That's all I am. Now, I'm going to tell you right now what that man told me. It made me mad, though. He said, Christine, when we was together, you sure could keep my shirts white. I said, that's all you remember is your little shirts was white. He's like, yeah, I said, nothing about how loving and caring I was. He said, that laundry. I said, I'll be damned. Gertrude said, I've had bad relationships in the past. I'm not their mothers. I don't give pacifiers to adult men. I would love to be in a relationship with a man who understands who I am. You better talk about it. Daisy, thanks again for joining us. She said, I rise together. One pot, one home. She said one. And that's the whole thing, man. You keep thinking we ready to roll with you. Look at Holly. She got her little love t-shirt on. We're going to all wear love t-shirts. She said, yes, Holly, it is a team of beautiful love. Well balanced in the mind. Dance the night away into hot sex to the end of the night. Gertrude, don't you bring that grown lady in here. Daisy says, LOL. Folks, at the end of the day, we're closing out, and I need to ask one quick question. What Rachel say? Rachel said, thank you, Sister Christine. I've dated blue-collar guys, white-collar guys, and at the end, all I want is unconditional love, a safe haven, security, drama-free life with the life partner. You know what? You better ditto that. See, that's the thing, guys. Y'all getting blown up over some dollars. Most of us don't even bring up the dollars. Well, we will bring home an Air Maze though in a minute. Don't fool with that. Okay.
And if you want to provide one, that's cool too.
Did you hear Precious? Anybody's trying to shout out to Precious. She said she'll take an Air Maze. She's not against it.
Which is so funny because I don't even think those bags are cute. But
exactly.
I mean, it has an H on it. That's my initial.
Holly says she'll take it. I just want to be clear, folks. If you don't know me by now,
I ain't gonna say nope.
I love couture. I'll take it. Okay, listen, our last question for tonight. What do you want to say to women regarding being an independent woman? And I'm going to pose that question to Angel, and I'm going to give another question to Precious and Holly. What do you want to say to those women?
I would say to women, live your life for you. Go after what you want. If the right man comes along, great. But live your life for you. Get the education, open the business. Life is going to go on regardless. So you might as well go after what you want. Don't let a man make you feel like you're too much. You're striving for too much. Your goals are too big. It's not about a man. I promise you, life will go on without a man.
I love that. Well, I hate to get this last question to y'all. It says, what do you want to say to a man dodging the population of independent women? And Precious, I'm going to start with you. What do you want to say to those men?
Try us.
What
You
do you
might
want to
like
say?
us. Try us. You might actually like us.
I love it.
And I think also too, it's like, listen, life is like a box of chocolates. You really never know what you're gonna get. So the outer exterior, if you think if someone's coming a certain way, you sit with someone long enough, you will see. All of us just want to be loved and appreciated. And listen, I'll learn to cook and clean and stuff like that, or we can hire a maid to do all that kind of stuff while we live in our soft life together.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Precious. Holly.
I mean, if you dodging, sir, we probably should talk about therapy because you should never be intimidated by an independent woman. You should want to see how you can make her life easier. Try that.
Holly, you remember that song, Excuse Me, Miss? Is it Jay-Z? Excuse me, Miss? Fall back, mom, make your lifestyle easy.
I love it. You know what I'm going to say before we close out? Daisy says, stay strong, stay open. What is for you will show up. A real man knows a real woman.
Facts.
And you know what, folks? I couldn't say it better than that.
Hashtag nobody protected.
And that's the thing, you know, big picture. At the end of the day, whether you're an independent woman or you're a woman that's not an independent woman, we all want the same thing. We want somebody who thinks we're pretty, who will say that we're pretty, treat us with respect, open the door, tell us that you love us, leave us stupid sticky notes. And more importantly, at the end of the day, understand that we can both sit down and talk about finance. We can forecast our future together, and that we don't mind putting all our money into one pot so we can live successful. We all want the same thing. Of course, we don't have our own bank account. Don't do that, Holly. You know what I mean? Okay, you know what I'm saying? You got to speak in the terms of the man. I'm trying to speak in the terms of the man. We're gonna put all our money in one pot. Wink, wink. But but the thing is, folks, ladies, you can't stop being you. And men, let me explain something to you. You all are going to miss out, Black men, on some women that got your back, because I'm telling you right now, all deals are off. Christine, is open season. I'm going across the nationalities, because at the end of the day, it's all about
equal opportunity offender.
Honey, that's the whole thing. And I want to say, my thing was I always wanted to marry a Black man, but at this point, if the Black man is not open to loving me, I got folks lined up. Black, white, Puerto Rican, all of it. And trust me, I'm making sure I'm having coffees, teas, smoothies, shakes. Do you hear me? I'm doing it all because my thing is I'm vetting, because the thing is, at the end, you listen. I'm just, the thing is, you never know what you're gonna find. You never know. And so my thing is, although my first choice, and for most Black women, their first choice is a Black man. It is. But the thing is, if you're not open to loving me, you're threatened by me, it's other men who think I'm freaking rock star amazing, who are so sweet to me, who send me flowers. I love yellow and white roses. They send me flowers all the time to my job. And I love that, because they know that's uniquely, women just want to be loved and appreciated. So all I got to say is, man, you about to miss out. Rachel said in closing, I won't say men stop holding up your favor. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. And that's the thing, folks. Y'all better pay attention. Gertrude said, look, yes, Precious, a box of chocolate satisfies that taste. She said, I'm right there too. We trying to do, we got to do. She said, Holly, you are so sweet.
That's why she got the love written across.
You don't see them cats. She got them cats. Y'all don't even know Holly. Holly look adorable, but she'll get you in a minute. And Daisy said yes. Folks, I'm going to say, I knew this was going to be a big conversation, that we was going to run over. I knew it. You know why? Because this is Real Talk with the Ladies, and we try to keep it real. So what I'm going to say to you, ladies, this time next week, same place, we got another hot topic. All I got to say is, tell the girlfriends, it's a girlfriend alert. All women on deck. Because
tell a friend. What? Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. And what we're going to start doing in comments, we're going to actually start putting our live, join us live, where our people on Real Talk with the Ladies can come on during the segment for 2 minutes and give live feedback with the ladies on Real Talk. Start next week. So I just want to say, Gertrude, get ready for your appearance, honey. And Rachel, I know
Rachel
you're
said,
dial
"Don't
in.
forget about me."
Rachel said she auditioning for her spot. What's up? She said,
You're
Real
gonna have to
Talk.
take the bonnet off. Take the bonnet off before you come on, though.
Look, take the bonnet. Rachel, look, our girl Gertrude said, she said, Real Talk is real. Rachel says, thank you, Christine, and all of you ladies. Rachel, thank you so much for your support, folks. We'll see you next week, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Real Talk with the ladies. Have a good night.